Good morning. Did getting a proper sleep just make me become a morning person? Because I went to a little coffee shop this morning and got a little mini egg latte because Easter is coming, and then I enjoyed some quiet time just for about an hour on the couch, and Luke was just on the couch as well with his baby, his stuffy, and then we went for a walk, and it was so mild and nice out, and the birds were chirping, and we were getting our morning light, and then I got started with the rest of my day. So I'm going to start by doing a water change on the Trophia's tank, and then I have some changes that I need to make in the Queen's Cove. So I have some hair algae that I need to remove from tanks because that is not a cute look, and some regular algae to wipe off Franklin's, as well as I'm going to do this water change. As I mentioned, everyone's just kind of waking up because usually I don't have the lights on this early. This tank I'm going to be draining and removing everything except the wood. And I'm going to be also siphoning the sand because it's a little bit dirty. And then I'm going to be refilling it and actually moving Muffin and Cupcake, my goldfish, to that 70-gallon tank. Then I'm going to be draining their tank completely, as well as this 20-gallon cube completely. And then later on, Joey's going to be swapping these two tanks out for one that is the size of them both combined. So once I get all of that stuff done, which will probably take me a little while, I'm going to also be eventually swapping out some of the tanks on here. Remember, this one is already gone because of the accident in cracking the sump, so it's over there. And I'm going to be swapping out some of these betta ones for some bigger ones as well as my crabs, Linda, Craig, and Andrew, are also going to be getting an upgraded tank. I want to give them a bigger tank. I just don't feel like they're as active in this 15-gallon tank as they could be, and I think that they have a lot more potential to be a lot more fun in a bigger tank. So that one is going to be changing as well to somewhere on here. I'm not sure if that's going to happen today, but definitely I'm going to do my water change, get that tank drained and cleaned up, Muffin and Cupcake moved, and these two drained to get that one swapped out. So let's get at it. Now, something that I like to do is put this little pantyhose on to the end of my siphon with an elastic. Like this, so that I don't have to sit there and babysit while I'm doing water change with little fish in the tank. Nobody's going to get sucked up if I have this pantyhose on the end of the siphon. Also unplug my filter and my heater while I'm doing a water change. And once we get down drained enough, I rinse the sponge that I have in the back here. That sponge back there, I rinse once I get it drained down past it. And this takes about, oh, look at all my floating plants. This takes about 45 minutes to drain down to about here. And I do that every 3 days or so. I just set a little timer on my phone. We'll do 42 minutes so that I can come down for the last few minutes. And it's taking a while because it's draining from the room here all the way to the bathtub in the bathroom downstairs. I'll leave that alone while it drains, and once it's finishing up, I'll come in here and start doing my other stuff when I fill it. Alrighty-o. Our 42 minutes have gone by. We've got our sponge rinsed and we are ready to refill the Trophia's tank. So we're refilling now. Just got to check the temperature. Feels the same. And I'm going to start cleaning up the other tanks. This only takes about 20 minutes or so to refill. I'm not sure if the goldfish will eat the Java ferns. I think I've seen people talking about them being okay with Java fern, so maybe I'll have to try a clump of it at some point. But for right away, I'm going to remove it. And I'm just gonna put it here in my plant holding tank for right now. Sorry, other plants. Need to find a home for these plants. But for now, they will live in here. Now let's remove the rocks. I'm just gonna put them down below. Oh no, I'm dipping my sleeve in the water. I should have removed my sweater. It's kind of unfortunate that the Nicaraguans didn't work out in this tank. However, I believe with this new plan, it all worked out for the best. And I think this will end up being a really good tank for the goldfish. This piece of wood is still slightly floating. Well, not too bad actually. And now these wood can be sort of the center piece. I know it's pretty cloudy now because I've disturbed everything that was settled on the sand, but I need to siphon out some of the dirt and stuff that's on the sand once I'm finished with the Trophia's tank here. And I'm probably gonna have the wood something like this in the center, and I might bring some of their smooth rocks and add them in and around as well. Something else is, since this is a 70 gallon and the goldfish are in a 40 currently, Joey said that I might be able to get 1 or 2 or 3 more goldfish for this tank. Something, I don't know, we'll see. But Muffin and Cupcake might be able to have some friends. So our refill is about halfway done. I'm going to work on removing some of the hair algae out of here. My carrots are growing a lot. Holy smokes, do we ever have a lot of hair algae in the back of this? They're super curious. They're always hungry. No wonder they're growing. I need to add something to this tank that will eat this hair algae so that I don't have to do this, because clearly I'm not very good at keeping up with removing it. Such a nuisance. Some of it in the floating plants on this side as well, so I'm just gonna remove those ones that have hair algae on them, so hopefully the other ones won't get it. And I know that they'll multiply again, so it's not too big of a worry to remove some. I also had some interesting behavior happening with a couple of the acaras the other day. 2 of them were really hanging out together around here, and they were chasing the other ones off, and one of them kept sort of shaking at the other one. So I'm not sure if that was sort of a breeding behavior. It seems like they're kind of young for that, but I don't know if it matters if they're that young, but possibly. I think I got some footage of it on my phone that I can maybe add in to show you. sorry for the sporadicness of my upload schedule lately. Sometimes I just have not been having the time to get videos out as quickly as sometimes I do. But that's why it's a good idea to subscribe if you're not yet already, so that you don't miss when I do upload. Right now, leading up to the wedding, we're just over a month away from the wedding, so I've been a little bit more focused on other things, but I do plan on hopefully getting back to at least once a week here shortly. And I think that it's easier to film more in the summer as well. The winter's just a little bit slower overall, but the dark days are over. Dark days are no longer with us, and we're moving on to spring and summer, which is super exciting. Something else that some of the new people here might not realize, because I've been doing only fish videos lately, is that my channel is not only fish videos. I do other stuff in my videos at times. I just have been really focusing on doing only one topic per video lately. I'm a little bit easier to edit those ones, a little bit quicker to edit those ones, and I do plan on getting back into other content in my videos as well. I just have not felt like filming other stuff as I've been a little bit busier. Filming stuff can sometimes slow me down in how quickly I'm able to get things done, but I do plan on getting back into it here in the near future. Speaking of the wedding, I did get my dress altered, and I just picked it up yesterday from its final alterations, and it is ready to go. So that's super exciting, and I am really excited to be just over a month away from the wedding. All right, so we're going to move on to here. Gotta do our unplugging of our filter, as well as our heater once again. I'm gonna remove my pantyhose, no fish sucky up prevention for right now, because we don't have any fish in this tank, and I'd like to siphon the bottom a little bit. We only have a thin layer of this white fine sand on the bottom here, but we have quite a lot of debris in it, so I'm just gonna siphon it up. Joey mentioned that this is an oddly satisfying task to do, and I would agree. Quite a lot of our debris is in the back here. It's a little bit awkward of an angle to reach, so I am stirring it up a bit. Alright, so I'm not going to get it perfect, but it's a good start. Once it settles again, we can always do it again. But I'm just going to let it continue to drain the rest of the way and then refill it. Alright guys, so you can see we are all drained down now, pretty much to the bottom, and we got most of the debris off the ground. There's just the odd leaf of Java fern, and there is quite a bit of the debris left in the back there, but over time I'll be able to siphon it all up throughout different water changes once the goldfish are in here. So these are the two main pieces of wood that will be the feature of the scape. And then I think, like I mentioned, well, the rocks that were in there previously are here, which I will probably use for the new crab tank. And the rocks that are currently in the goldfish tank, these smoother, rounder rocks, I'm going to probably add in around the wood. And if I need to, I can borrow some of the rocks from in here. Gosh, those acaras are gorgeous. Anyway, so I will put them in around here. I might as well do it right now. And then I will refill this tank and move the goldfish to it. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and remove these rocks out of here. They have some algae on them, and some of it's starting to be like a flowy algae. This rock is quite heavy, so I'm going to save it. But I don't know if I love the rocks. They maybe look too manually placed and not so natural. I don't know. I don't mind it. What do you guys think? The rocks maybe are way off, but I'm not really an aquascaper. I don't know. I'm gonna leave it like this for now, and maybe Joey can have a look at it and give me some pointers. But I'm gonna refill this for now. This is what it looks like over here and over here. Not sure about these rocks on this side especially. Don't hate the two up front, but we'll see. Okay, my camera died and I kept playing around with them because I didn't want to go upstairs and get my new battery. But I moved them over, all of the rocks, over to this one side. I think they're still a little bit too lined up, but I'm just going to move them around a little bit more while it refills. Maybe something like that. What do we think? I guess we'll see it better once it's filled. Okay, we're filled up and this is how we're looking as far as the scape goes. It's a little bit cloudy because of the little bit of debris that was left behind that I couldn't gather up, as well as some air bubbles here on the front panel that we can't really see past. But I don't mind this at all. I added one little rock that I took from right on top of that one. You can see obviously it was there because the algae has not grown in that area, it's just grown around it. Turn these lights off so I don't have too much reflections going on while I'm trying to show you this. Here, let me see if I can get rid of these bubbles. Something like that. I don't know. Maybe it looks too staged, but I don't mind it. I kind of like it. Maybe we just need to spread the rocks out a little bit. Something more like that. Didn't move everything much, but I feel like it makes just the difference. Thank God for these CJ cloths. They are so absorbent and handy to have. Okay, I asked Joey about it and he said that I should probably take the wood out because the goldfish will probably bump into it and scratch themselves on it. So I'm gonna take it out and steal the other rocks from the aquarium tank and figure out something with the rocks for them. I don't know, guys. I'm not good at that. Maybe something like that. I think once all the rocks get the algae on them, it'll look better because they'll match better. Right now, they have different amounts and different colors of algae. Okay, every time I think that I have it set, I make slight minor adjustments. So this is where we're at right now. Who knows? I'll probably end up changing it again. I don't know. Okay. So I can't stop moving this around. I feel like I am trying to do a school project and I'm trying really hard at it and it just still never looks as good as everyone else in the classes. So I asked the expert.
I'm not an expert, but
compared to me.
When it comes to goldfish, taking this out is a good idea because, well, with fancy goldfish, because they're just big, chunky little monkeys that are going to hurt themselves on that. They'll tear their fins. You tend to not need or want to have sharp objects with like big, round, slow-moving fish, but and then round stones is always great for goldfish. And if this is the layout you like, you can do that. However, there are some things that you could do to make it look a little more natural, and that is completely change it. So, when you look at a rock, one of the best things that you could do is kind of make them, when you feel them, you can feel the edges, and you almost want to make it look like these rocks were always there. You kind of want to piece them together. See, this one's kind of angled, like a little angle there, and it looks like it might go in here. Little rocks can go on top of it to cover up any gaps. I guess it just takes practice, but also like seeing a lot of other scapes done. It's not easy to scape with round stones though, but I think round stones look best. A goldfish tank looks best with round stones. See, they just kind of all kind of fit together. But since we can't see the back of it, we don't really need to worry about the back. But you kind of do want to make it look like, it looks like it was always like that. Do you like that better? Mm-hmm. You need bigger rock. That's what the scape needs. You need this to come up higher, to about here. So you need a bigger stone, or you need one feature stone that stands up on its own. Could be this one. Tip over. We'll artificially raise it with some sponge. Sponge will raise it, but also act as a biological medium as well. You might not have a lot of rocks either. You don't need a lot of rocks. It wants to tip over. I shouldn't have cut that. Much better.
Your time's up. Just kidding.
This rock's a different color. Oh, just flip it over. I can't feel where the sponge is, but I don't want the sponge to show. Yeah.
That was throwing me off too, the different like colors of algae on some of them.
Yeah, that's fine. It'd be nice if you had some more rocks, but we can get some more. They're just outside. Do you have any more round stones?
No.
Did you take them all out of here?
Yeah.
There should have been 1, 2, 3. Okay.
Well, that'll do for now.
And then you have these. Remember?
Oh yeah. Forgot about
Gave
those
them to
ones.
you. Let's see what it looks.
That's actually good. I was thinking that it could use some green.
We'll see what it looks like anyway.
We'll see it better once it clears up.
Yeah. You could fill the tank up more too. It looks good. I think it looks really good actually. It's just like foggy.
Yeah. I'll wait to add them once it clears up. Okay. Okay guys, so Joey saves the day, and once this clears up enough for you to see into it clearly, see, he even added these fake plants he gave me a little bit ago, and I will, once it clears up, add the goldfish into it. And in the meantime, I've started draining my 20-gallon cube. Once these guys get moved, I can drain the 40-gallon, and then these tanks can be moved out for the one that's the size of them both combined. Okay guys, it is the same day, but later on we had a little bit of errands we had to run, but now we are back and I'm ready to show you how the tank looks after Joey helped me out, now that it's cleared up. So I think that looks really good. I love that he remembered and reminded me that we should use the green plants so that it gives it a little bit of color, and he helped me out with the rocks to make them look more natural because I just could not get it right and I kept messing with it and nothing looked right to me. So here we have it, and I can add Muffin and Cupcake into this tank now. Just like that. So there's Cupcake, checking out his new digs, and we'll just go on ahead and grab Muffin as well. There goes Muffin. So they seem to be enjoying their new house. Shut this light off. To get rid of some of the reflections. Cupcake up front and center. And Muffin. So they should settle in just lovely in here. They seem really happy. They're quite the pair, these two, aren't they? They're so beautiful. Alright, so they just look lovely in here. I think they are happy in here. They like their new upgrade. I'm really happy with the way that the scape turned out that Joey did to help me out. And Muffin and Cupcake like it too. So now I have their old 40-gallon tank draining, and this cube I drained already. And I'm also going to add this clump of the bigger floating plant to the top of their tank, because last time I had one of these in their tank, before I took it out, they only ate the stems. So I'm wondering if I can get these bigger plants to repopulate in here. I would like to have more of those bigger ones. So we'll see if Cupcake and Muffin eat them or not. I showed you guys a few closer up clips of the Trophias earlier. They're doing amazing. They're really looking good. So that's a fun little side-by-side. Shot of Franklin, even though I haven't cleaned the algae off his tank yet. But he's going to be going out in the gallery soon to breed with Joey's female parrot. Showed you guys these guys earlier. They're always hungry. The greedy bunch. The coolies are usually under this part of the wood. We removed those smaller rocks that were in here to put them in there with the goldfish. And I'm eager to get the crabs moved to a 40-gallon as well that's going to be going on Betta Island. There's Linda. This is a look at the Tree of Life with the shrimp. We haven't had too much growth, and the shrimp have been playing around with the spiky moss on the bottom. But I've been thinning out the plants on the top from time to time so that the tree of life can get some more light. Joey also added in this little feeding tube that goes down to a dish. But the shrimp are just always doing their own thing. I do have so many floating plants in here, and even when I thin them out, as you can see, there's still lots. So I have to thin them out some more, but soon I'm not going to have a place to put them. I'm going to have to start donating them to Joey's tanks. This tank doesn't have fish in it right now, but it's got a lot of floating plants as well. Lots of the frog bit, as well as the smaller leaves and the bigger leaves. I forget their names, Sylvina or something. So as always, thank you guys so much for being here and for joining me in today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you give it a thumbs up if you did. Also, I have the link in the description for in-person tickets for the Fins and Fury boxing match, as well as the pay-per-view is now on sale, so I have a link for that in the description as well. So if you're interested in purchasing tickets for that event, whether you come in person in Long Island, New York, or buying the pay-per-view, check out the links in my description. There's also going to be an after party. So if you are attending in person, make sure that you also get your after party tickets so that you can join in on the fun after all is said and done. Thank you so much to everybody who does use my link for either the in-person or pay-per-view tickets, and I hope that you will have just as much fun at the event as we will. We'll see you there. Make sure that if you are not subscribed yet to this channel that you do so that you don't miss the next one, and I will see you again soon with another day with tea. Bye guys!